Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Mega Ran, and I'm back again with another monthly episode of Mega Ran's Mat Mania, which is a podcast about wrestling. Not just about wrestling, but wrestling from my point of view. I consider myself a pretty somewhat smart wrestling fan who's been kind of around for a little while. In addition to that, I make music. I used to teach, so I try to talk about some other things in that perspective. This is now episode 3. I've been having a lot of fun doing this. It's been a bit of a release for me. I usually do it right after each pay-per-view. And tonight's pay-per-view was the Survivor Series. So before I get into that, I want to just recap what's been happening with me over the past, close to 30 days since we last spoke. There was something somewhat significant that happened. I got married. So I consider that to be a fairly significant event. Achievement unlocked. Put a ring on it. Has now gone down. So it was a really, really amazing ceremony. It was beautiful, man. I may have let a couple of thug tears drop. And yeah, it was awesome. So thank you to everyone that was there. We had a great reception as well, and we had even greater honeymoon. We went to the Bahamas and Miami and hung out in those places. I've been to the Bahamas before, but I had not been to Miami, and it's strange. People are always like, "Man, you've been everywhere. You've never been to Miami?" And I'm like, "No." And now I see why. It's not exactly a market for nerd raps out in Miami. Everybody's dancing, but they're dancing to, Pitbull and Rick Ross and that kind of stuff. So it's a different audience out there, but it's fun, man. The nightlife is amazing. The food was great. I had a lot of great Cuban food. We did a lot of traveling. Overall, I am not a fan of Miami, and I apologize if I have any friends or fans or even family, because I found out I do have family there. I'm not a fan. See, I live in Phoenix, Arizona, which is pretty close to a city called Scottsdale, Arizona. To me, Miami feels like Scottsdale on acid. It's just ridiculous. It's, it's all about fast, pretty cars and blonde-haired, big-breasted women and, all those things that I hate, So it's a weird place. I mean, I just feel like it's a really, really, I don't know. I don't want to say fake, but it's just all about the looks of things. I'll give you one example. I don't want to talk too much about Miami, especially not in a negative way, because I'm a positive guy. So one example we had was that there's a club in Miami called Live. Now, I've only heard about it because some rapper friends, or not necessarily friends, but just rappers, have talked about going to Club Live. And it's in this really cool hotel called the Fontainebleau. And I asked someone out there, like, "Hey, we're thinking about going to Live. Like, what should we know?" He said, "Well, first of all, you should know that it's $40 per person to get in there. And that's on a regular night when no one special is there playing. That's not VIP. That's not anything like that. That's not even having a seat in the place. That's just walking in the door." And it goes up from there. Sliding scale, depending on how cool you are. And he also told me to wear a watch. And I said, "What do you mean wear a watch? Like, what, do they not have clocks in this place?" And he said, "No, you need to wear a watch because the bouncer outside is going to look at your watch and determine by how cool your watch is and how expensive it is. He will determine if or when you get into the building. So make sure you bring a nice watch." So I had a problem because I don't wear watches. I actually did get my 2 groomsmen some watches, but I wish I would have got one for myself now, because no watch, no entrance. Not usually, especially as a guy, because there's guys who are a dime a dozen in Miami. I guess they want the beautiful women. So he's like, "Well, tell your girl to wear like a short black dress, and you wear a nice watch, and you'll be fine." And I'm like, won't be going there. So I did not make it to Live, but I had a great time. We ate some great food, and we met some cool people. But overall, Miami Beach, anyway, I didn't like it. There's a 15% gratuity on everything in Miami Beach. It's like the tourist fee that is on top of whatever you spend, and I don't really like that. I like being able to make a decision if I want to tip. Now, I am a tipper, but I'm just saying I want to be able to decide on it. But anyway, again, wedding was beautiful. honeymoon was awesome. We had a great hotel. We actually found it on Airbnb. So I am a firm believer in Airbnb. I was definitely skeptical, but we found a nice spot on there, except that the floor got a little wet and slippery and almost bust my behind several times, and that would have been really bad. But other than that, great place. All right, so I didn't really take up your precious time to talk about my crazy honeymoon stories, but I've been having fun, and I just got back last week. There was the Arizona Hip Hop Festival went down. I was not able to catch that, but big shouts to everybody who was there and performed. I went to the after party, which was at a gentleman's establishment, and I'm not a big fan of gentlemen's establishments. I don't know. I feel like I'm just weird or something, but it was odd, man. I mean, one thing I don't like is when people don't take no for an answer, and these particular people did not want to take no for an answer. If I didn't want to give you $20 for 2 minutes of attention. So anyway, I say all that to say that this is episode 3 of Mega Ran's Mat Mania, and we're going to kick it off with a song like I always do. And this time the song is brand new. I did a freestyle that I just dropped on the internet not even a couple days ago. It was actually today, but you're going to hear this on Monday, so yesterday. And this is a freestyle on a Fetty Wap track. I always play something that I mention a wrestler's name in. And in this one, I mentioned the name of a great wrestler from a great era, a guy by the name of Scott Flash Norton. I always liked this guy's style. He worked real snug, and he was a big, tough dude, and he has these chops that would just like tear you up. But anyway, so I'm going to play a freestyle, and then I'll be back to recap and wrap up Survivor Series 2015. It's Mega Ran. It's Mat Mania. See you in a minute.
Yeah. Hi. Mega. Yeah. The Jordans cost like $2 bills, and that boy ain't scored since 03. Been 9 years on the Trail of Tears, and these cats just found me on OP. Well, I'm back now, got the party on. Rep my city, though I'm hardly home. Written down and coming off the dome, but them kicks be hitting like Harley home. Too soon? Well, that's a lifetime of internet years, bro. I know that I'm supposed to be the hero, but patience is now at 0. Did a lot of rappers call me a weirdo, but suddenly I came up. Used to crack a lot of jokes about my shirts and gear in here, though. Now they rocking the same stuff. What? You can't even fight the case. You ain't even got one life to waste. My passport ink like Tyson's face. I bled for this and I like the taste. My team strong, my credit bad. Hit it hard like a heavy bag from Everlast. Go longer, intercept the pass, cause you ain't want it. Fast break, I bang on it. Spot the rim and then hang on it. Give me any beat, I do my thing on it. Jody Martha like that cause she put a ring on it. Now, on the market, like John Cena with a broken shoulder. Taking bread like a working toaster. Try to overweight, but I'm worse than Oprah. Now I'm eating beats up, I work them over. Chop scorching like Scott Norton. I'm hot dog and y'all not scoring. I'm Doc Moore and I'm top 4. And I'm counting whoever you like, whoever is nice, whoever granted me life. Show me whoever I show I'm too clever, the baddest dude ever with mics. They say I'm too nice, that's about to end. Who cares what it means when you about to ends? I'm about to pin and about to win. About to pin and about to win. See, you don't get what I did there. I should be less implicit with spitting it. Permission ain't fun, so I ask for forgiveness. Attack with the quickness and rap with the sickness. Paris bombing, cats are wildin', weary of anything that's Islamic. We got too much in common. Remember when you joined the Masters, the M is silent. It was all good a week ago. Starbucks war on Christmas hysteria. Now the same Christians ain't hearing you when we talk about taking them in from Syria. But with Jesus still, I think you would help them out. So convenient, double standard, hypocrisy coming out your mouth. Anyway, my album's out, I need y'all to cop it. So go on and do it today. You got options, Bandcamp, iTunes, Spotify, and Google Play. Thanks, peace.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Hey everybody. Hey, you know who we are, but what you don't know is why we're here.
Who are you talking to when you say that?
So what is this, Mat Mania?
What's going on right now? This is my show. What are you guys doing
This
here?
was your show, pal. Get to the back of the line. The Glow World Order is taking over Mat Mania. I am Lynx Kinetic. He is...
Shamrock77.
And she is...
It's me. It's SVB.
Bang!
And we are the gorgeous losers of wrestling.
Yeah, you don't mind us, Chico, joining your show here, do you?
This is ridiculous. First of all, this is my show.
It was your show.
So, all right, maybe we can find some kind of happy medium here.
Some common ground.
Where we can, we have a common ground. We have a common love for wrestling. Is that not correct?
That is correct.
All right. So
I like wrestling. All
right. Okay. So maybe we can work together and figure this out without anybody, having to go through tables or anything like that.
You know what they say? Life is very short, and there's no time for fussing and fighting, my friends.
They also say the enemy of my enemy is my enemy, right?
That's right. I think.
We'll go with that. Well, then whatever you want to talk about, as long as it's wrestling related, pal.
Well, then in that case, I guess we're all in the right place. So, this is now a special crossover episode brought to you by the good folks at Mat Mania / the gorgeous losers of wrestling.
By the
Here
way,
we go.
Mat Mania, props on that. That was one of my favorite arcade wrestling games ever.
Fun game. Fun game.
I remember I would play that so much, but I would only get as far as like Coco Savage.
Coco Savage?
He would take me out.
I can't really remember the names.
Every
That's
time.
awesome.
He was like the third guy, I think.
I think so.
And I mean, the first two guys, no problem. Coco Savage, though, oh my gosh, I would need cheat codes, which didn't exist back then, in order to beat this guy.
Yeah, man. I fed that game so many quarters. It was a lot of fun.
Was that a mashup of Macho Man and Coco Beware?
Oh, you better believe it.
Probably.
Did it look like it?
No.
No.
The graphics probably looked like Tecmo Bowl anyway, didn't they?
You know it. So, Mat Mania, the game, it's no Survivor Series, which we just got done watching, right?
So it's better, is what you're saying.
worth at least a couple replays, but tonight's pay-per-view, jury's out on that. So here we are.
Now with me.
Here we are to run down the how many matches do we have tonight?
Let's see.
Too many.
Technically 9.
Okay.
If you want to count that last, well, it does count as a match.
Are we counting the pre-show also?
I think that counts the pre-show, right?
I was counting the pre-show, which I would like to count because there was an actual Survivor Series 5x5 match on the pre-show for some reason.
You guys brought something very interesting up to me while we were watching, and I didn't realize it till you said it, is that John Cena has been out without any type of storyline explanation going on. So for Cena, who's also mentioned in that freestyle I played earlier, I didn't mention that I mentioned him, I guess only because it's John Cena, everybody, So, I felt like Scott Norton needed a little love. Is he still in the business? I don't know.
I believe he's in Japan, working at least part-time. Anyone that works over there, that's like the first guy that they name check that they love working with him.
Nice.
I hope he's not dead. I hope I'm not wrong.
No, I checked and he's not dead. He's like...
Plus, no one ever really quits the business.
No, it's like rapping. No one will ever stop.
The business quits you.
That's right. Or put you in the hospital.
Right, Melly Mel?
All right.
Who did he wrestle for?
He was pretty swole at the end of his career. So,
dude, he was really swole.
Steroids, a hell of a drug.
Oh man, when someone said that to me once about I don't know if it was a musician or somebody, maybe it was Busta Rhymes. He was like, "Oh, Busta Rhymes is on steroids," and I always thought, because for a while he was super buffed. I don't know if you guys remember that. When he got with, I think he was with Dr. Dre's label at that time.
Well, look at Dre now. They're sharing his pharmacist.
You look at Dre, and I don't know why I always look at things through the eyes of wrestling, where I'm like, nuh-uh, he's not on steroids because there are laws against that. And I'm like, no, there aren't. Not in, it's not sanctioned like it would be in the in the WWE.
So you're kind of saying that Leaders of the New School was a nation of domination, and Busta Rhymes leaving was like The Rock leaving, and he just became and took off on his own superstar.
Wow, that was really good. Yeah, that's very accurate. It's pretty accurate.
Like
LONS, y'all.
That's exactly how it was. Speaking of, let's not forget that in 1998, the Survivor Series match was, it was kind of The Rock's coming out party when he got his first title win. I think it was in St. Louis, maybe, and did the famous heel swerve, and we were thinking, a lot of people were anyway, that Roman Reigns would go the same route on this night. So
I think hoping is the actual word you're looking for.
Maybe. So
Let's not jump to the end though. So let's start things off.
Yeah, let's start
Survivor
from the
Series.
beginning where it's supposed to start. And so, first match was Team Goldust, which was Goldust, the Dudley Boys, Neville, and Titus O'Neil defeated Team Stardust, the Cosmic Wasteland, The Miz, and Bo Dallas. I came in a little late on this one, so you guys take it from the top.
Don't worry, you didn't miss much.
Well, it did start off with the Dust Brothers facing each other, which I really liked the two of them when they were tag teams. It was nice to see them back in the ring again.
Yeah.
But it didn't last long. What was it? Just like one punch and then Stardust tagged out? Isn't that what happened?
Wow.
Yeah. They didn't, I don't know, they didn't seem to have a whole lot of interaction. Bo Dallas mostly fought Goldust and got a lot of makeup on him, which I was kind of half paying attention to the match, and I looked up and was like, holy shit, how do you get all those bruises all over him? And then Sean was like, no, dummy, that's just Goldust makeup.
So, did they make a big deal about Goldust being a part of it? Like, was that like the big surprise or anything, or was this match just completely everybody here, boom?
He did come out last, so yeah,
Okay.
it was supposed to be like the big reveal. And it was pretty funny. Before he came out, Stardust was like laying in the ring, like hands on his chin on his hands, like
You can't see this visual that I'm getting, but it's amazing.
like batting his eyelashes.
Just imagine glamour shots.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Glamour shots
And
right
then
there.
when Goldust music dropped, his face dropped as well.
Nice.
They had a nice little stare down too.
I caught the end of it. I felt like, I guess overall, it just seemed like it was kind of thrown together to try to keep the the Survivor Series tradition intact a little bit. So I actually thought that this was going to be the only Survivor Series type match on this card. So for that reason, I was for it happening, just to kind of keep the tradition. But overall, what did we think of this match?
Bunch of jobbers put together the job. That was 18 minutes long, by the way.
Wow, was it really?
It was
That can't be
slightly longer than the actual 5-on-5 that was during the pay-per-view and not
Wow.
on the pre-show. It was not bad, but I don't know. Almost all of Team Stardust got eliminated, and almost all of Team Goldust didn't. So
I think I would have rather seen this on the show proper versus some of the other matches that were actually on the card.
yeah, I would agree.
Good point. So what are we grading this match here?
You want to go in order? D for me.
Yeah, C-ish, because on the strength of I love Stardust and Bo Dallas.
Okay.
Yeah, I give it a C. I mean, it was good for what it was, and it would have been great if they would have given it the time.
I don't know if I can properly grade it just because I only saw maybe the last 5 minutes, but I
Well,
believe
just
you
take
guys.
those last 5 minutes and expand it to 18. It was the same thing.
Oh, in that case, it was, I don't know, C- maybe, but yeah, it happened. That was a thing. I didn't get to catch any Bo Dallas action. I was kind of looking forward to that at least. And
So I
didn't
guess
see
the
it.
average score then would be a C for all the Spanish listeners out there.
Speaking of Spanish people,
That's
a segue. That's a pro segue.
Wow.
Very good. Next match, we get Roman Reigns coming through the crowd.
I didn't know he was Spanish.
And his opponent, representing Mex America, Alberto Del Rio with Zeb Coulter.
impressive roll of the.
I roll. Keep rolling.
Oh, man.
Oh, we didn't even mention that this is the 25th anniversary of The Undertaker's first appearance, and that was a huge thing, I guess, selling point of this entire pay-per-view.
It was a huge thing because they said it was.
Yeah, that's kind of how it goes.
I was
So-
hoping Brother Love was going to come out.
Oh. He might be dead.
Was it
He might
3
be.
video packages or the same video package 3 times?
I think it was different because there was no toilet flushing this time.
So we had the what is this considered a semifinal of the WWE title tournament going down. Roman Reigns versus Del Rio. I think everyone in the universe expected, and I don't mean the WWE universe, I mean the universe expected
The real one.
Roman Reigns to win this match. However, there was a moment, and I wish I could remember it exactly, but there was a moment where we all thought, like, wait a minute, are they just going to swerve everybody and have Del Rio take this? So for that, and that's really all I look for in these matches, especially when I think I know the result, is if you can kind of surprise me and entertain me. So for that reason, I will give this match a pretty good score. But Roman Reigns did defeat Alberto Del Rio in this match, and Zeb Coulter had to roll away very disappointed. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Was there anything memorable about it or anything like that for you guys?
I just like watching Alberto work. I mean, it's so crisp. It looks like
Yeah.
he's really hurting people.
It's a
and
strong
it
style.
does.
yeah, it really makes me scared sometimes when I see some of the hits and people take. But I'm apparently, Roman worked another match later in the night, so couldn't hurt him too bad. But yeah, it looked vicious. I fell for the near falls a couple times. So I give that match a B.
Well, you said everything I was going to say. Yeah, he's very much strong style. His punches look mean, and like he's, as Sean says, punching him for real.
He's hitting him for real.
I think I would give it a B as well. It was a really good match between these two. I think they're really evenly matched against each other. They're a good height matchup, strength matchup. I like it.
And handsome matchup, right?
Also, both
Oh,
very
yeah.
handsome. Yes.
I am in awe of
Oh my.
Del Rio's tan. It's pretty awesome. But yeah,
Yeah, I don't see how he can maintain that tan year round. I don't know what his secret is.
It's being Mex-American.
It's
Lots of
probably,
oil.
Probably how I have my
that
tan
mixed
year round.
American sun. Oh gosh. Oh, so yeah, Roman Reigns wins. I'd give the match a B. I thought it was strong as well. Shamrock, did you grade it?
No. I would say B. I was surprised at how much I was into this match, considering that half of it is Roman Reigns. But then
Well.
realizing that the other half is Del Rio, I was like, okay, well that makes sense then. That makes sense.
All right. Okay. I don't know. I was gonna say I don't know why Del Rio's here, but I mean, I don't mean that in a bad way. Like he's not a good worker, but being this far in the tournament, that at some point someone has to say, well, you're not going to win, obviously. So I felt like
I can answer your question for you.
All right.
They paid him a buttload of money to come back, and so they want to get their investment in.
Their
Ah.
money's worth.
Because what happened to him, right?
There was like didn't he like accuse them of racism or something?
No, what happened was some backstage guy made racist remarks to him. Something about they were at catering, they were eating, and the guy got up to leave, and someone was like, "Hey, are you gonna, throw your stuff away?" He's like, "No, Alberto will get it for me, right, Alberto?"
Ooh.
And then so Alberto slapped him in the face, and he got fired for slapping the guy in the face.
What?
So they had to pay him a bunch of money to come back, and now they just want to get a return on that investment. So naturally, you stick him with Zeb Coulter.
Naturally.
What?
And you put him in pay-per-view. All right. So, okay. That makes sense, I suppose. Oh, wow. Okay. Anyway, moving oh, man. Anyway, next match was Dean Ambrose taking on Kevin Owens in the next tournament semifinal match. I feel like, they knew that one of these guys were going to be wrestling again later. So let's get these matches in early. This was probably, to me, I thought was going to be the best wrestling match of the night, I guess. I don't know why I thought that, but I don't know. Like, I just thought it might be. So this was a pretty straightforward match. I don't remember anything about this match, honestly. So I don't know what you guys feel. Any thoughts?
I enjoyed it because Kevin Owens is always enjoyable. It was fun watching him verbally smack down Dean a bunch of times. That's always good stuff. They only gave it 11 minutes, so it didn't really have much time to build anything up in terms of a quality match. So I'd give it a C+.
I'd probably grade it a little bit higher than that, maybe B-. Just against the strength of the rest of the show. It was better than most of what the rest of the show was, I think. But these two are pretty great, two of my favorites. And Kevin Owens is always fun to watch, always shit talking. I liked it. I like Dean Ambrose. He's definitely in my top 5. But I kind of wanted Kevin Owens to take this one. I just didn't really want to see Ambrose and Reigns fight. I would have rather seen Kevin Owens, but whatever. It was fine.
Yeah, I think I'd give it a B. I mean, I like Ambrose, but I love Kevin Owens, and like you guys have said, him shit talking. I like him. He's got, Ambrose in a chin lock, and he tells the ref, he said he quits. Stuff like
Yeah,
stuff like that.
awesome.
It's just so great. And I remember cheering him at SmackDown while SmackDown was here a few weeks back, and just all the kids around me just looking at me weird, like, why are you cheering for that guy? He's fat.
They didn't say
mean.
that, did they?
He's
No.
a bad guy.
Their voice didn't, but their eyes could tell me everything.
Oh man, gosh, I had something to say about this, but I forgot. I definitely enjoyed Kevin Owens, and I was hoping. I talked to some guys on the Steel Cage podcast last week, and we had come to some sort of conclusion that we just knew Kevin Owens was going to take this match because that would lead to a heel face classic final, and we're like, oh, we know that this will be much more fun to watch, and that didn't happen. But yeah, I would have rather seen Owens take this, I think, even if he wasn't going to win the whole thing. But yeah, like I said, they only gave it 11 minutes. I would have liked to seen this develop a little more, but it was decent. I'd give it a B-, C+, something like that.
We're all in agreement.
Yeah. How about
We
that?
can get along.
Next was the second, if you want to count the pre-show, it was the second traditional. Oh, wait, I can't even get into this yet without talking about the awkward backstage chat that happened between matches 2 and 3 when Roman Reigns won. Maybe, catching him when he's just gotten out of the ring.
He could barely talk. He was still so out of
Is
breath.
it great? Yeah, maybe it's not a great idea to interview guys right after a 15-minute wrestling match. So it's pretty awkward. But one thing I thought was interesting. Okay, so Roman Reigns is talking to the girl about
Jojo.
Mojo Jojo.
about
Casey and JoJo.
why he's awesome, and he's kind of tripping over his words a bit. Ambrose interrupts it, kind of like thankfully, like, yo, bro, got your back, we'll see you later. And then like 2 seconds later, Kevin Owens is on the other side, and I'm like, wait a minute, well, you guys all just standing right out of camera, like
You don't see each other in the hallway.
it happens
like
so fast.
It's like in Three's Company when they used to hide by ducking behind the couch, even though the person's walking in the door and they could see right there. But that's what it was like.
Yeah, that's exactly what it felt like. Pretty awkward. So, at that point, seeing Roman kind of stammer a bit made me think like, oh man, he's about to win it. He's just nervous. But he was just, I mean, he's not the best on the mic, and I'm hoping that improves as we go forward. So, moving forward.
So you would give that promo a solid.
Absolutely.
I'll give you the whole thing.
Yeah, I need the whole thing. Oh, I'm sorry. You don't get the new car.
You didn't realize we were bringing our soundboard with us too, did you?
Oh man, this is an extreme takeover.
Only home without it.
I walk around with sound effects.
In the grocery store.
Well, we didn't introduce Michael Winslow as part of the show.
Some of our younger fans are gonna have to Google that. But anywho, match 4 is Team Ryback. I didn't know that was, I guess whoever comes out first, it's their team, I guess. I don't know. So Team Ryback is Ryback, the Usos, and the Lucha Dragons, who defeated Team New Day, which is the whole New Day, plus Sheamus, plus King Barrett. I love how they put these guys with like the heel winners. You know what I mean? It's like they got the King in the Ring. They were with Seth Rollins. So it's like whoever's like the heel winner, like they're always with them, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Let's not overlook the elephant in the room. The best part of the night was
once again Xavier Woods stealing the show
As usual.
with his hair. He's constantly becoming the best thing about WWE television. And man, you were talking. What was the tweet that you read about Xavier Woods getting all the belts or something like that?
Oh, yeah. It was just like Xavier's the best thing ever. Give him all the belts. As a matter of fact, make up new belts and give him those belts too.
Absolutely. This guy, I mean, the hair, I can't even describe it. What was going on there? That was like a pompadour kind of.
It was like a James Brown in the 60s with a tail, a rat tail on the back.
No, but it came down into like a French ponytail, like a couple different layers to the ponytail.
There were like 3 different hairstyles going on.
It was like if you made a My Little Pony in the image of 60s James Brown. That's kind of what it would look like.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that Big E took the time to acknowledge it. He's like,
Right off
there
the
are
bat.
2 great things happening tonight. One, Xavier Woods' hair. Look at this hair, So
It was like a shorter version of Maxie from Soul Calibur 2 is what it was kind of like.
yeah, kind of reminded me of Maxie. He's got the Elvis thing going on.
Can I ask a quick question to the panel?
Yes.
What was a better haircut, this one or the Rufio?
I prefer the Rufio.
I prefer the Rufio. This one was more shocking, but I don't know. The Rufio was pretty shocking too.
I'm gonna have to go with this one. I think tonight was a good one.
It was great.
I like
It was
this one
awesome.
too because of the tail on the back.
I knew he'd do something crazy. Austin lives in Atlanta, and he kind of told me he was going to do something fun or crazy, and I already knew that, but I had no idea about
Oh,
the hair.
name dropping over here. Look at that.
Oh, let me stop. Sorry.
Oh, watch out for your foot.
Austin, do you mean Steve Austin?
Absolutely. Sorry. What?
Just the whole rest
What?
of the podcast should be us going.
What? Speaking of Austin, I want to get to it later, but but I don't know if you guys. He interviewed Buff Bagwell, and Buff.
Gosh.
I didn't even get to the joke.
Well, that
No,
Buff
there-
Bagwell. That's
well.
it right there. That's the joke.
So, but Buff has a documentary that I kind of want to see. So I'm just gonna ask you guys had you seen it. But
Is
I
it called
guess not.
Buff is the Stuff?
I think it's called The Good, the Bad, the Buff, or something like that.
Gosh.
Isn't
Well,
that
anyway.
the interview where he accused JR of ruining his career?
yeah, he absolutely did. He said Jim Ross ruined his career.
It should be called the good, the bad, the fugly, because that's what he's.
Hey, one thing Buff Bagwell is not is ugly. However,
Right now, isn't he like a male escort for hire in Vegas? Isn't that what he does for a
I
living?
think so. He did that. He was a male dancer. He did all that stuff for a while. But anyway, I thought the interview was cool, and then it got a little drama when he accused JR of sabotaging.
It wasn't me, by God.
And JR responded at the beginning of his podcast saying like, I didn't do that. I did my job. Kind of. I kind of hate when people do that. They say like, I was just doing what I was supposed to do. But I don't know.
In fairness to JR, Buff Bagwell really, really, really sucks at wrestling.
Well, there you go.
But that's just one man's opinion.
Well, the opinions of my guests are not necessarily the opinions of me. However, I wasn't the biggest Buff fan, but he's funny on the mic, right? So one thing he mentioned in that was that his first and only match in WWE. You guys familiar with that?
Oh, with
it was
Booker
him
T.
and Booker.
Yeah.
And they did it in like Seattle, no, not Seattle, somewhere up in the Northwest. And they had 2 days before they were going to Atlanta. And he's like, why don't we do this match in Atlanta? It'll freaking blow the roof off. And they were like, no, we're doing it tonight. And they just put him right out there. And then right before he goes through the curtain, Shane McMahon says to him, don't look at the camera. Thanks. And then he's time to go out. So that totally threw him off. He's like, you'll look at that match, and I've been meaning to look at it. And he said, look at the match, and you notice it's the first time I've ever not looked at the camera the entire time I'm walking out. Usually I'm talking and whatever. So they totally threw him off. So he felt like that was a sabotage.
Why bring him in just to throw him off? Sadist.
Anyway, just mean. All right, so
Didn't they end the match by literally throwing him out of the building? Didn't they do that?
I think what happened, it was like a run-in. Like Steve Austin and Angle, I think, ran in and beat them both up or something. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I need to watch it again. So, anyway, back to the Survivor Series. Did we talk about what happened with this match?
We haven't. No, we were stuck.
We didn't
on his
even
hair.
get to it. Okay, we're
haven't
talking about
even
the hair,
touched it
which
yet.
was definitely the highlight of this 17-minute affair. But not to say it wasn't entertaining. I thought this match was very entertaining. Let's talk about the big guy, Ryback.
Do we have to?
Going on the top rope and jumping on everybody. Like, that was pretty cool to see. So there were a couple high spots. You know, the Usos, they do what they do. Lucha Dragons are always fun and moving around. And but then something got weird when Big E was eliminated. I think it was maybe the second person eliminated, and by one of the Usos or something. And I thought that was a little weird. I'm like, oh wow, it was just like a kick and he was down.
Before you talk about that, though, I think me and Sarah caught it. Big E eliminated somebody, and then him and Sheamus were arguing on the ringside about Sheamus not wanting him to tag in or something. And I swear I audibly heard Sheamus say, if you want, or Big E say, if you want to be in here so bad, get the F in here. And he actually said the word.
Yeah.
And then, like, Big E
What
was
word?
gone.
They didn't believe it.
I think Mega Ran's show is supposed to be for
more
all
Or a
ages.
little more family
PG
friendly,
era.
but you know,
So-
it's okay. Yeah,
so,
we're not
yeah.
Attitude Era yet, but
So that was
no, I
weird.
honestly think, I mean, because Sheamus has a thick accent. I think it was him that said it.
Oh.
And I think, thinking about it, he said, like, you get back in there. And he was saying, like, back. And it sounded like, sounded like
He was
another
speaking
word.
Klingon?
You get back.
Joy Chu.
So, so what, I don't know. There was some seeds of discord planted in there where the New Day had some disagreements with Sheamus during the match. King Barrett was, I think, already eliminated, right?
Of course he was.
He was the first one out.
Of course. King of the Ring. First to go. Isn't that what it means when you win King of the Ring? You get to be the first one out in Survivor Series matches.
It is now, pal.
Anyway, so I don't know. What happened? Who won? I don't know.
So Big E got eliminated after very little happening to him.
Yeah.
And then Kofi and Xavier decided to just walk him to the back because he was hurt.
They were like, "Oh, he's hurt. He's not eliminated. He's hurt. Something's wrong." So they just all leave. They leave Sheamus. I'm thinking Sheamus is about to pull off some hero stuff to kind of build him up as the Money in the Bank guy, and he doesn't. He loses.
At this point, it was Sheamus against Ryback, Kalisto, and
One of the Usos,
One of the
right?
Usos.
Uso.
So deaf.
Yeah.
so deaf. The Atlanta edition. Cue Welcome to Atlanta. Dun, 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 dun.
Just keep doing it yourself.
Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so yeah, Sheamus takes the
Baptized in
L.
the funk.
I don't remember who pinned him, but yeah, Sheamus takes the L, and
Actually, kind of.
It was like a weird combination
smuzzy,
finish.
too.
oh yeah, they all did their move to
Which
him,
I'm not sure how that's
which
legal.
isn't legal.
Yeah.
And they threw him into Ryback, who did whatever the hell that thing is he does.
Shell shock?
Yeah.
So the good guys cheated,
Yep.
is what we're seeing here,
About right.
and they win the match. They destroy him. 17 minutes. What do you guys grade this match?
Well, the New Day left, and from then it wasn't very interesting, and anything with Ryback in it, no better than a C-.
I'd give it a solid B until the New Day left, then it was an F.
Oh, ouch.
Wow.
Yeah, pay-per-view without the New Day, just not
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, overall, I think I'd give it a B-. I mean, definitely the New Day bring it up there, but then when they're not involved, it's like, it's still okay. Well,
The reason I give it an F is like, didn't even make any sense. There was no ending. Like, they didn't lose, they didn't get pinned. Rightfully, the match shouldn't be over. They didn't get counted out.
Right.
Like, at least have the ref count them out at
Right.
the end.
That would have made more sense.
But,
have
you know.
them get counted out.
Why bother making sense?
We're making up rules as they go.
And then what happened to Sheamus didn't make sense either.
Yeah.
I mean,
Don't spoil it.
I don't know. There's one. No, in the match, I'm saying there's one legal man, not three.
Yeah,
You
they
can't
just
all three
triple team 'em.
immediately hit him.
well, I know one of those was one of those blind tags that they did, like at first,
Yeah.
and then as far as with the next person, like they didn't show it, so I'm assuming it was another blind tag because the camera work tonight was really bad.
Not good.
It was
Yeah.
zoomed in too much on things because I know one of them was a quick tag, which is why one of them hit the move and then the other one came in right after. But I'm thinking that the other person also did a quick tag, but they just
But they were
didn't
like
show it.
all in the ring at the same exact time, like one
True.
after the other doing their move. I was like,
Yeah,
wait,
it wasn't like they tagged and then
how is
hopped
this
in real
happening?
quick. They were all three in.
It was like every ECW tag team match. It ends with everyone in there fighting everyone at all
Texas
times.
Tornado rules.
Yeah.
So
The rules
yeah,
are there are no rules.
there are no rules.
Hello.
I'd also give this a C, maybe C minus. Yeah, once the New Day left, it definitely went downhill. I would have totally like I said at some point during this match is that there was nothing to gain. So why is this going on so long? There's nothing happening. You may as well just make Sheamus the badass and just crush everybody at this point. So they did not do that. So next up, all of your favorite match of the night, Charlotte versus Paige for the Divas Championship, and this time it's personal. Woo! Oh, that's so rude.
No.
The sound effects are also in control of the Gorgeous Losers of Wrestling. So yeah, we talked a little bit while the match was going on about the angle that may have went a little too far. Briefly, what are you guys' thoughts on that in this match and just what it did in general?
Oh my.
I think the angle was too soon. I mean, I some of the best angles that they've done in wrestling have kind of mixed real life with the show, and I think with this they kind of like I can see them doing this when they've had Charlotte and they've had a lot of storylines and they need something to kind of. But at this point, she hardly has been on the quote unquote the real roster. She's barely been on there, and then they're already going to a story involving, her brother who died a few years ago. So it was kind of, that's just like if done. I mean, I guess there's no, there's no hard fast rule of when is the proper time, but I just think it was too soon, in my opinion, for them to pull off something like this.
Well, I think what you're trying to say is for something like this, that's WrestleMania stuff. That's not Survivor Series level of stuff you want to bring out there. That's my opinion on it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, plus you need to give people time to care about Charlotte. I mean, she's like I said, she's only been on the real roster a short amount of time. I mean, true, people like her. I mean, I like her. I was looking forward to this match between the both of them, but I don't think it's really given people enough time to really care and get invested in something like that.
I agree. Even when she won and Ric Flair came out and it was this whole huge deal, I felt like that was even kind of too soon. Like she hasn't hardly been here. And it does, I think they don't want it to seem like she's just getting this shot because of her dad, but it really, the time frame they've shoved it into and done it so quickly, it does seem like that.
Yeah, they're getting the opposite result out of that.
Well, they try to make it seem like that was Paige's motivation for turning on her, was she only got there because of her dad. But they just didn't do it well, as they don't do most things well.
Well, I mean, of the ones that you brought up, like Sasha is a way better wrestler. Becky is a way better wrestler. Either of them should have gotten the push before Charlotte, in my opinion. I like Charlotte, but
This isn't wrestling. This is sports entertainment, Sarah.
Plus, Charlotte's ugly. I mean, why are they gonna do
No.
all this stuff?
Ouch.
they just say that to make me angry every show.
Oh man. Oh boy. Okay, so I'll personally say that I did not like this match. I won't say disappointed. Well, yeah, I will say disappointed because I expected a little more. There was just a lot of screaming and
A lot of like labor birthing sounds.
Yeah, a lot of that. Yeah, that was most of the match. And it went on a while and I felt like the end, like it was just a foregone conclusion. I'm like, I know Charlotte's gonna win. Like, let's just do this, And it just went on a little long for me. Paige eventually taps out to the figure 8 after being very close to the ropes. So we pointed that out.
She was making no attempt to reach for the ropes at
Not
all.
at all.
She's right by the ropes, and I feel like maybe the match started running long, and somebody's like, "All right, wrap it up," and they just had to do it right where they were, and because it just made no sense. She had to move further away from the ropes to make it seem more real.
Yeah,
like,
maybe she was too close, and if she did reach for the ropes, she would have been able to grab them. So that's why she was just like,
I better not try.
that
"I'm gonna
makes
keep my
sense.
arms right here."
Guys,
Can't.
listen, she was in so much pain, she couldn't reach out for the ropes.
Ah,
She was
okay.
just paralyzed by
Got
that.
it.
Okay.
It's
Well.
still real to me, damn it.
You know what? Paige thought she had her moment, or she saw her moment happening, as Michael Cole said several times.
Oh,
today.
God. So, yeah, that match was 14 minutes, and they gave Dean and Kevin 11. So,
Wow.
awesome.
Well, and Sean, you've pointed this out before when they've had matches. I think when Charlotte was fighting Nikki last time, but she's got someone in the figure four. It gets reversed. Usually that means the hold is reversed. Not with this, though. And there was this really, really weird spot in this match where she had Paige in the figure four in the middle of the ring. And Charlotte rolls her over like 3 times towards the rope for whatever reason. Paige grabs the rope, and then Charlotte goes upside down underneath it and is hanging upside down, pulling on Paige's leg as she's holding on to the rope. Like you had her in the middle of the ring. Why did you bring her? You drug her all the way over to where you now have to break the hold. What? I didn't understand that at all.
Well, I think what it was it was in the middle of the ring, and then Paige turned her over to reverse it, and then Charlotte turned her over to reverse it back, and then they crossed the streams, and Zor was there, and Stay Puft Marshmallow Man came out. I didn't know.
You must have walked away for that part. I don't remember that.
I don't know if I remember that either.
No, I think it was
Sounds
a combination of them reversing each other. I don't think Charlotte just decided to, hey, I'm going to start spinning around here.
That's kind of what it looked like, though. Maybe Paige should have done a better job making it look like she was on offense then.
All right, so that match is over. Is this feud continuing? What do you guys think? What's happening with this?
Yeah, because they haven't built up anybody else. Sasha didn't come out and intervene or make her presence felt.
Well, they kind of have sort of a Sasha-Natalya feud sort of brewing.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
All right, well.
We didn't give it grades, though.
No, we did not.
Let's at least keep consistency.
Let's keep it consistent. Oh, man. I don't want to be too hard, but I'm going to give this one a D. I didn't enjoy it at all.
Yeah, I agree. It's a D.
Triple D.
Triple D. Quadruple D.
Yeah, I go with a double D.
Oh my!
I've seen better. I just think that was an off night for them. They've both done better. It was just kind of they just didn't seem them to gel much tonight for some reason.
I noticed that with a lot of Paige matches that she just seems not very good. Like it's all clumsy and awkward and doesn't flow, and maybe it's just me.
All right, next up, Tyler Breeze with Summer Rae defeats Dolph Ziggler in a singles match. This has been going on a little while now. I guess it's been about a month, maybe more, of Tyler Breeze and Dolph Ziggler. It's like the pretty boy versus the used to be pretty boy, but also still pretty boy. Yeah, it's interesting. Who's prettier? I don't really know what they're fighting for at this point. But yeah, it's cool. I mean, I like Tyler Breeze a lot in NXT. I was a fan of his matches. I feel like the pretty boy angle has been done so much, so it's like to have both of these guys in this type of program is weird because it's not going anywhere. But I often bring up that just a year ago during the Survivor Series, Dolph Ziggler put on one of the greatest performances I'd seen in a while, where he took on the whole Authority and, we thought things were looking up for Dolph. And here he is getting beat by a new guy. So it was good timing with that one. But man. So yeah, there was some selfie stick action, of course. And there was a weird, awkward pre-match interview on this one too with the Tyler Breeze questions thing. That was kind of brutal. But I understand. I guess they're trying to give these guys some mic time to build a little personality with them. But I don't know. What'd you guys think of this match?
I thought it was a fun match to watch. They only gave it 6 minutes. This was technically your popcorn match. Surprised that Ziggler lost clean.
Yeah.
Because it seems like, we're ending this on one match. Okay, sure. I give it a B.
I liked it. I liked Tyler Breeze a lot in NXT as well, so I was happy when he got the call up. I kind of did expect him to win, just because I didn't think they were going to end this soon. But I expected like some Summer Rae interference or something. Yeah. I didn't expect it to be, and this short either. But yeah, I would probably give it a B-ish, B minus. It wasn't bad.
I will give Dolph's outfit a Z. No, but the studs were something else. But yeah, I'd give the match. The action was good. I give it a B. I think so. Shamrock.
Yeah, overall, the match was pretty good. It was a B. I did want to go back to what you were saying about the weird pre-match interview with Tyler Breeze, because I thought it was funny. It was tweet your questions, and they'll ask those questions to him. Mm-hmm. And then when what's the interviewer guy's name? I forget.
Todd Pettengill.
Tom Phillips.
There you go.
Tom Phillips, if you're listening, and I know you are, get rid of that beard.
It was Doc Hendricks.
So Captain Phillips, he asks Tyler Breeze.
And
he asks the first question, which again is submitted from Twitter, and Tyler Breeze.
Sure, it was.
Tyler Breeze gets offended and is like, "That's your first question? That's the best question you can come up with? Is this your first interview?" And it's like, wait, did no one tell him?
Yeah,
that
the gimmick obvious that this is not a question for me.
As he's interviewing him, the question is on a TV sitting right next to them.
Just look at the screen.
From Twitter user whoever. It's right there.
JoJo671 tweeted this, not me.
I thought that was pretty funny. It's like they didn't get the memo. It's kind of like, did you ever play the WCW Nitro game for PlayStation back in the day?
I don't remember it, but yeah, I played them all, I'm sure.
It had the character select screen. When you would highlight them, it would play a full motion video clip of the wrestler, and they would be saying stuff. And it kind of seemed like everyone got different messages on what they were supposed to be doing. Because some of them were kind of like putting themselves over, like, "Hey, pick me." But other times people were like, "Get out of here, get away." And it's like, wait a minute. It's like we're seeing mixed messages here. The best one, though, by far was Kevin Nash. We'll have to see if we can find this clip on YouTube. But you highlight Kevin Nash, and he's there, and he's like, "Hey, you want to get power bombed? Come on, pick me. Pick me. I'll beg you, pick me. Come on." Oh, it's so hilarious. Hilarious.
I must find that. Oh, my gosh. I don't remember that game much. Was it any good?
No.
Okay. I remember WCW Mayhem. Was that? No, that wasn't the one. That was the one you could like fight outside or something crazy.
Mayhem, I thought was really good. That's the one where they did introduce some backstage areas.
I did enjoy that Mayhem one.
For some reason, I guess people like that so much that then they made that WCW Backstage Assault.
The entire wrestling game without a wrestling ring.
No wrestling ring.
This
it was
is brilliant.
all just backstage areas.
This is brilliant. Who needs a wrestling ring? Don't you want to watch wrestlers run each other over with cars? Let's have them fight in the street. It's still real to me, damn it.
Not when they're getting run over. So everybody gave this a B, right?
Yeah.
And that's B for good, not B for booty?
Correct.
That's the same B.
Now, at this point, it looks like, and I just want to point this out to all of us, that this is over the halfway point of the show, and this match is the match of the night at this point. just pointing that out, that this is the match of the card at this point for us. Want to point that out. Wow. All right, so that might give you an idea where this night's going. So next up, thunder, lightning, and fire, and hellfire, and brimstone. The Brothers of Destruction, The Undertaker and Kane, defeat the Wyatt family, who was represented by Bray and Luke Harper, with a quick appearance by Eric Rowan, who came into the ring to get chokeslammed out of not only the ring, but out of the building.
Out of existence. He had somewhere to be tonight.
He gets a chokeslam, and then not even 3 minutes later, JBL's like, Eric Rowan's left the building. We get. Michael goes like, yes, we just got word that Rowan has left the arena.
For no reason did they say this.
What?
Was anybody asking, God, what happened to Eric Rowan?
Maybe someone's in his ear like, you got to explain what happened to him. Like, he can't just disappear. Like, he has left the Phillips Arena in his car. Oh, man. So he went to go rethink some life choices. And
It's like when Obi-Wan gave him the Jedi mind trick. You don't want to sell me death sticks. You want to go home and rethink your life.
So he was not one of the two. Remember the stipulation, if you can call it that, of this match was that the Wyatts would be represented by two of them. Any two. So no one knew until the match started. Even the ref didn't know. He's like, who's getting in here?
They didn't really seem to know until the last minute either.
Nobody knew.
It's going to be like Freebird rules, just whoever.
I was kind of hoping for that. I just wanted, I feel like all of them would have just been, it would have been just as, I don't know, the same result probably would have occurred. But, so the brothers defeat the Wyatts in a match that was definitely a match. And 10 minutes.
It was very matchy.
Kind of, pretty much a squash. This was destruction by the brothers. And so what do you guys think of this? Any standout moments? Anything cool? Anything?
My standout moment was the Undertaker entrance, which they brought this giant casket down in front of the Titantron, and they had it open, which, sorry to the people in the arena who were on the opposite side and probably just saw the door and couldn't actually see what was inside the casket. But inside the casket, they were showing Undertaker and his different looks throughout the years. And I thought it was funny because Sarah was like, show American Badass, because it didn't seem like they were going
Biker
to.
Taker.
They were showing all of his like demonic and Undertaker stuff, and then they finally showed that, and I was surprised
they did. We were like, there he is. Yeah, I didn't expect
disappointed that Roland from Limp Bizkit didn't start playing.
What do you think? Does he have one last run as American Badass in him? Oh God,
we should be so lucky.
Oh boy, keep rolling.
What? Come on,
chocolate stuffing.
Yeah.
So it looks like our only highlight right now is the pre-match 5 minutes, but let me think. There has to be something cool I liked in this match. Hold on, let me think.
Does anyone else? So it was a really, really cool entrance, but
the entrance was great.
And Undertaker, he always takes good 5 minutes to get down there. There's always the blue lights, the fog, all of that. Does anybody else? This happens to me almost every time. He gets all the way down there. It's all quiet. Everybody's in awe, and like the lights come up, and everybody's in the ring, and the bell rings. Is anyone else kind of like, it's just gonna be a wrestling match now? Like the build-up is so huge. Unless he's fighting somebody that you think it's gonna be a really, really good match, then you might still be excited. But a lot of times I've been like, oh, all right, the coolest part's probably over.
Oh man,
the coolest part wasn't over though, because there was the part where both of the brothers were on their back and we're all waiting for the simultaneous sit-up, the synchronized sit-up. And before they did that, Wyatt's in the corner, and he goes to do his, what do they call it?
Spider walk.
Yeah.
And he goes, and I guess he didn't have a good enough grip on the ropes, because he flipped back and then fell
just flat on his back.
It was just splat, and he laid there for a good like 4 or 5 seconds, like,
what should I do?
How can I make this cool? All right, I'll just get back into my sequence, and he just pushes up and does the crab thingy, and then they sit up and I don't know, choke slams, and then tombstone to Harper, 1, 2, 3. High spot was the double choke slam on buff strongman outside the ring
through the table,
through the Spanish announce table. That was cool, and it was good to see him finally be on the other end of a beatdown for once. And so yeah, 10-19, your winners, Brothers of Destruction.
I gave this one a solid B for booty. I actually think it was a D, because what is the point? They take Undertaker and Kane, they remove their souls, gain their power. He can shoot lightning and fire. Then they come out, the brothers do, beat up all the Wyatts in the ring. And then we're supposed to care about this match. And then they basically squash him. Like, what was the point of all? There was like 0 point to all this. I can understand the Undertaker winning on his anniversary date. That's fine.
Yeah.
Do something. Have Kane turn on him. Have the lights go out, and he comes in with a sheet mask on with the Kane colors. Like something, anything. But no, just a match. It's over. Squash. See ya.
Nothing interesting happened. And I feel like this happens all the time to the Wyatts. Like, it'll be a cool build-up. They'll look like they're actually getting some really scary, spooky stuff. And then they just lose to Roman Reigns or lose to...
John Cena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Chris Jericho.
Yeah. It's happened so many times, and so I guess asking you guys, do you feel like the brothers should have put these guys over in this match? Is that what should have happened there?
Shouldn't have been a squash. Like I said, I didn't envision Undertaker not winning, but it's just the total dominance way that he won. Like it could have been a DQ.
Yeah.
Or he wins by disqualification. Sean, what do you think?
I think that they should have taken the Wyatts and thrown all of them into that giant casket and then shut it, and then that would have been the end of the Wyatts. But
That would have been cool.
Are you a non-Wyatt fan?
I think it should have not been a squash, but then again, I mean, I don't really know how much Undertaker has in him to really go the distance with a match like that. I mean,
but what does this do for the future if you squash the current guys that should be taking over when you leave?
right.
Good point.
Well, and I mean, we don't really know yet. Are we expecting him to retire at WrestleMania? This to be his last WrestleMania? Or, we don't know how much longer they're going to have him go for, or who he's going to have his last match against.
Yeah. There's no, at least right now, no idea of that. So I don't know, man. This might be the last ride. But not.
Well, God, the commentary was sure trying to put it over like, this is the last time.
You'll never see this again.
50 times.
Never, ever. Yeah, it was a lot of that. Maybe they just meant Undertaker and Kane together. This is the end of that. But
Which, of course, since it's wrestling, you can absolutely believe that 100%. They're telling the truth.
Absolutely. Oh, man. So, yeah, it's a shame that the way the Wyatts usually wind up going out on these cool feuds. I feel like they had to kind of fast track and, get things moving in a different direction once the Rollins injury happened and the tournaments and stuff had to be put together. I feel like this was a casualty of that, maybe. And I don't know. It's like these guys just came back as if they were never kidnapped and never had their powers taken. Like it was just like, oh, we're back. We're going to just beat you up. We just took a break. We were napping and, So I don't know, man. Yeah, I feel like that could have been done a little better, but maybe, the tournament stuff had something to do with that. So speaking of the tournament's next. Did we all grade this match? Did we? We did, right? Well, you gave it B for booty, so maybe we did.
What was your grade, Sarah?
I'd agree. It was a B.
For booty?
For booty?
B for. So it had booty aspects.
Not enough.
Not enough. Oh man,
It was booty, you bitch.
Yeah, I give it a C. I mean, I did not expect a squash though. I was disappointed.
That was weird.
Yeah,
It was only 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
B it up. B time.
B booty. Oh boy. All right, booty, rocking everywhere. All right. Final match of the night. Maybe.
Or was it?
Or is it?
Or was it?
The main event. First of all, I want to say I'm excited. I got excited at this point, or at least during the last matches, that they cared enough about the world title to make it the final match this time. You never know with these pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Like the world title could be first. You just don't know. So I don't know, man. But I am happy that this tournament did end tonight. So now hopefully we can get back into some good, mid-card title defenses. Get Kevin Owens a good opponent and get Del Rio a good opponent. So
That would be nice. Yeah.
hopefully that comes out of this. So the two brothers, not of destruction, but brothers of friends
From
and
other
Shield.
mothers.
Roman Reigns versus
Before we transition
Dean
fully into
Ambrose.
this, I wanted to say real quick another thing about the Undertaker match. It was great after they won and the brothers were walking back up to the end, and they hit their mark a little too soon.
Yeah.
They hit their mark a little too soon, and so they had to wait for the music cue to hit just the right moment, and they could both put their arms up. But since they got there too early, they had to stand there for like, what, 20 seconds?
It was a long time.
It was a good 20
25
seconds.
Like, just standing there with their backs to the crowd, just waiting for the music cue to hit.
And Kane's like fidgeting his hand.
Yeah, he's like, when is it coming? When is it coming? I feel like he was a quarter of a second behind each time, on the sit up and on the arm raise.
He was a little behind.
He's following Taker's lead on those.
I thought that was funny. All right.
So that was funny. Back to the action. Here we go. The brothers. Roman Reigns comes again from the crowd. Did he come from the same spot? I don't remember.
I think so. Or
Might have been from the
around.
same spot. Dean Ambrose comes out, same ripped T-shirt around his waist that got ripped in the previous match. So here we go. They get into the ring to do the announcements and the stuff. I had conspiracy theories coming at me in droves in my texts and tweets right when this was happening. People were like, "Oh, Ambrose came out last or something, or first, he's gonna win or something like that, or last." I don't know, but people always think that for some reason that has anything to do with it.
And to the left. Back and to the left.
And to the left.
Back and to the left.
And so we get a 9-minute match for the vacant world championship, and Roman Reigns wins. Believe that.
Believe that.
All right.
That's basically how the universe felt when he won.
It was a mixed bag of emotions. I gotta say, when he won, and the streamers and the confetti and the explosions, and the crowd's like, "Oh, we're supposed to care." All right, okay, trying to care, loading. Like, they were really trying, and they tried hard, and Roman, he sold it in the ring. He got really, really emotional, I guess. And then some noise starts happening, some music, and it's,
On your knees, Doug.
it's Triple H. He comes to the ring. Now, he asks for a handshake from Roman. Roman refuses, walks away, turns back around, spears the game. Boom, in the center of the ring with all the confetti and stuff everywhere.
By the way, as you're saying this, Roman spearing him doesn't make a whole lot of sense. All Triple H did was come out on the show a couple weeks ago and say, "Hey, you can join us now. We need a new guy. We'll put you right at the top." And Roman said, "No, I do it my way."
I did it for The Rock.
Yeah, then he comes out. Then he comes out
for you, brother.
just to offer a handshake and takes a spear for it. Like,
I
what the hell's the writing on that?
I didn't get his motivation for spearing.
I feel like it was like, okay, if he hurts the top bad guy, supposedly, the crowd will get on his side. I think it was the equivalent of Stone Cold stunning McMahon or something, but I don't know, didn't quite work out. So I guess there was some sort of reaction from it. But as that happens, as he's stunning the game, something's happening behind him. Look, wait, it's Sheamus. Bad haircut and all. Briefcase in hand, ready to save the day, or I don't know, depending on how you look at it. Save the Federation, the universe,
The universe.
or hurt the universe. I don't know. But he comes with the briefcase. He comes with a bro kick. Bow! Hits him. Passes off the briefcase to the ref. And now we have another World Championship match with confetti all over the ring. It's a mess. And this wasn't much of a match. 34 seconds in, Roman gets up, gets another bro kick to the face, and is pinned 1, 2, 3 in the center of the ring. Our new, maybe, what is it, 4 times for Sheamus, maybe? Something like
Really?
that.
Wow.
Pretty crazy. When I first got back into wrestling, small little thing, was WrestleMania when it was here. And that was when Sheamus fought Triple H. And I was like, who is this guy? He's got the belt too. Who is he? And so yeah, that was my first introduction to Sheamus.
Let me guess, he beat Triple H, right?
Comedy. He beat Triple H at WrestleMania.
Boy, that keeps going, doesn't it?
That just does not end.
Just like the Divas matches.
Oh boy.
Oh, ouch. All right, so Roman Reigns had 34 seconds as a champion. And wow, yeah, that might be the shortest reign ever. I don't know.
No, I think Daniel Bryan's was shorter. They're basically doing that same gimmick that Daniel Bryan won it from Randy Orton. I know he won it from John Cena, then Randy Orton came out. But when that happened, Triple H was the guest referee, and then he hit a pedigree on Bryan, and Orton just pinned him. In this case, wasn't clear whether Triple H and Sheamus were in cahoots or not. It just seemed like it timed out that way. But they're ripping off themselves. They're eating their own head at this point. So,
All right. So, how do we feel about, I guess, Reigns Ambrose first, and then the beginning of the reign of the Roman Empire, the 34 seconds heard around the world, and so yeah, what do we think about the Reigns Ambrose match?
I thought the match was an A, in my opinion.
Really?
I really did. You didn't think it was? You didn't think it was fast paced and hard hitting? I enjoyed the shit out of it.
I thought it was just about as good as I was expecting it to be, which was okay. They both have about 5 moves, so they did all those moves on each other, punched a lot, fast and hard.
Maybe it was the emotion in the match that sold it for me.
I mean, yes, but I don't. This.
And the spot where they were both sitting down and they just looked at each other and started smacking the shit out of each other.
Sure,
that was
good.
awesome.
But you know how I feel
About smacking.
Ambrose and Rollins, and the emotion in those matches is always going to be way better because Reigns can't. He's not on their level.
Well, true.
He can't emote as well as they can.
What do you mean he cried at the end?
Yeah, I'm not ready for that part. So it was fine. It was fine. It was not bad. It was not bad. But it was also 9 minutes.
Give it a grade.
Soft B.
Soft booty.
Soft B, mostly out of my love for the Shield.
Oh man, the ending came out of nowhere, and I did not think it was going to end that way. I mean, it was just a quick spear and it was over. Like I was just like, wait, no, nuh-uh. This is weird. Like it just happened so fast. I give the match a B-. You know, there was some great action. Like it was fast. It was fast and furious. They got all their moves in 9 minutes. So.
Exactly. There's nothing more to do, I guess, in the match.
Yeah. I didn't expect the swerve. Like I don't know how I got it out of my mind that the Sheamus thing, the cash in could happen. And I was like, oh, I think they're just gonna give it to Roman. Like they're just gonna do it. And but no, I guess he's still not ready. They're gonna put this chase though. I mean, the payoff's got to be WrestleMania, I guess, at this point. And I feel like by then everybody will be on board. Like you can't keep giving this guy this many, you know, I guess close calls, and you know, and have people not feel a little bad for him. You know, those were real tears in that ring. Real tears.
Yeah, I think overall I'd give it a B+. I mean, like you've all said, it was pretty fast moving. It was good, and I was really surprised how pretty early in the match when Ambrose jumped off the ropes and Reigns hit him with the Superman punch, and he didn't get the win right there. I was like, wait a minute, something's going on here, because I thought for sure that would have been the thing that does it. But yeah, it was good. There was a lot of close calls and false finishes. It was good.
The only one thing that did bother me was if you're going to have a 9-minute match and have the finishers kicked out of 3 times, come on. That should happen in like a 20-25 minute match.
Wow.
No, in 9 minutes, 3 finishers, 3 kickouts.
Especially considering they both wrestled earlier in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Wow. Oh man. So here we go. Our new WWE champion is Sheamus. Now, we did talk about a little bit how Triple H and Sheamus, you know, kind of embrace at the end. He's holding his arm up, and so it's not totally clear if he was on his side, if that was like a part of a setup or something. But I don't know.
The vibe I got from looking at Triple H, he was just like, okay, I guess you won. I guess you're our guy. Whoopity-doo.
I didn't feel like there was evidence that they were really working in cahoots. I did kind of feel like Triple H was maybe having a little Schadenfreude moment of like, well, Roman, all right, like you turned us down, that's fine. Sheamus is the guy now.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. So, for TLC, I'm guessing we'll get a Roman Reigns Sheamus match.
Yay!
Hey, don't go chasing waterfalls.
I do want to give them some props for the cool TLC commercial. It was like an 8-bit game with Roman Reigns, like Superman punching his way through like a side-scrolling game and jumping over like Kane shooting fire at him, and
I'm gonna wreck it.
it's really neat. Like I don't know if I'll see it again at some point, but it was a cool commercial. So yeah, props to them for going 8-bit. I'm a sucker for the 8-bit stuff. So that was cool. Overall,
Wait, you like video games?
sometimes. I just pretend to like them though.
You know, it's funny because I think back to like the first time that I actually met you was a Gentleman Ether show. And just because overall I find when talking with people, the things that I really like, video games, pro wrestling, stuff like that, is not really things that most people are into. So I tend to just kind of like not end up talking with people and just kind of reacting to things they're talking about. And I remember I think we met, and that was basically all we said to each other. That, and I was just like, once I found out that you were into all that stuff, I was like, wow, what a wasted opportunity of not talking to this guy about any of that stuff after seeing how much you were really into that stuff. It was kind of funny.
That's crazy. Well, you were wearing the La Parka mask, I believe, when I saw you. So that would lead to a good wrestling conversation. So that was good. I wish I could always wear it on my sleeve or my face that I was into, games and wrestling and things, because that would lead to better conversations, as you're walking around.
Face tattoos are a thing.
Hey, there you go.
Get like the WWE logo on my chin or on my cheek. Like, yeah, I'm about it. I'm about this life. Let's talk wrestling. Anyway, so the show at this point is over.
No, we tell you when your show is over. Sean, are we ready to give him his show back?
I don't think so.
No?
No?
How about, what do you say?
Okay.
I say yes, because I'm tired. What do you say?
I didn't mean the
SVP?
show's over. I
Oh.
meant at this point the pay-per-view is over.
Oh, I thought you meant the show is over. You need our permission before you
Yeah.
end your
Oh.
show that we have taken over.
However,
See, I knew what he was
I'll
talking
consult
about.
you guys about when I'm ready to end the podcast. However, there are no other matches on this card, so I wanted to try to get an overall grade from you guys, because it still sounds like match number 5, technically 6, Tyler Breeze versus Dolph Ziggler, was the match of the night. And I just wanted to confirm with all of you before we wrap this up. What's a overall grade for 2015 Survivor Series? Hashtag Undertaker25. What do you guys say?
My grade is booty.
oh man,
Compared to last year, F. I'll just say that. That's all I'm gonna say.
well, okay. In their defense, they did have to throw this thing together because of Rollins getting hurt and all of that. And I'm happy that the belt didn't get taken by Sheamus from Rollins. So I'm happy about that. C-ish minus.
Yeah. Basing the show for what it was, C-.
Yeah, it was weird because at first I was like, this show wasn't really all that good. But now that we've talked about it again and we were discussing things, I was like, you know what? This was actually a little bit more entertaining than I remember it being.
Yeah, it wasn't that.
I mean,
It wasn't too bad.
It got dragged down a little bit with the Ugly Charlotte and Paige match.
Oh,
But, I mean, the rest of the stuff was actually pretty good. I mean, and you talked about Seth Rollins getting hurt, and I know late breaking news, we just found out that Cesaro was hurt,
oh man.
It's 2 out of my top 5.
and that's why he wasn't on the show tonight.
Well, would he have been on the show? I mean, maybe he'd have been a part of that elimination match, but he wasn't scheduled for anything else.
No.
So I don't even know if he would have been there,
I think he would have been an honorary Undertaker, and they would have put a mask. He would have had Undertaker's white mask that he wore for a brief period of time.
Yeah, or maybe he'd have been on Team Goldust.
That's what I'm thinking. That's the only place I see him really fitting into this card is probably replacing like Titus or Neville maybe in Team Goldust.
I forgot Titus was on there.
Wow.
Where was Darren Young? Is he dead? And what happened to Darren
What
Young?
happened to him?
Maybe he's in trouble.
So Titus might have been the add-on on that to replace whoever, but who knows?
I did think it was interesting too. We thought the show was over, but like the feed came back on just to show us destroyed Roman crying. I felt really, really bad because I was real excited that Sheamus was cashing in, and real excited that I didn't have to like pretend to care about Roman Reigns being champion. But now I feel real bad about myself.
I think that's what they did it for. They
did it on purpose.
It's like, wait, he's got a tear. Bring it back. Bring the feedback. Come on, bring it back.
Turn the cameras back on.
Quickly, get them back on.
Because like people were leaving, people were walking out. That place was emptying out, and he's like dejectedly sad Charlie Browning away.
Yeah.
And they even had the copyright stuff come up in the bottom, which usually it means okay, everything's done. That's it. And then they started to show a promo for something, and then they actually went back to the live feed again.
So weird.
They were probably like, "Whoa, wait, is he crying?"
Yeah, I think
he
they
expressing emotion.
Vince is like, "Get the camera back on, damn it! Get it back on him. We still got 20 minutes. Get it on."
It worked. It worked on me.
Yeah, it worked. I was like, "Oh man, Roman, dang,
Now I feel bad.
I really felt bad." I think, he did a good job at really channeling that emotion, and maybe, I don't know.
Guys, you're all getting worked. When they cut the camera away, he put some Visine drops in his eye, and it came back to it. He didn't have the emotion to cry. Come on.
I think he did the old Hollywood tactic where he pulled one of the hairs off of his leg or something. Pulled an arm hair.
One of the refs rolled an onion in the ring.
Yeah. He did instead of blading, he did a crying move. Oh, he's tearing in there.
You can't get color anymore, so tears will be the new thing.
Oh, dude. Well, so overall grades on this thing. I mean, I kind of agree with you, Shamrock. I feel like it was entertaining, and this wasn't completely booty. Like this wasn't a booty pay-per-view. I don't know. Last month I was disappointed. What was the one last month? I don't even remember
Hell
now.
in a Cell.
I was disappointed with Hell in a Cell overall. But this one, I wasn't totally disappointed. Just thinking about last year when Sting came back and all the cool stuff that happened. I don't know. This one did not compare to last year's Survivor Series to me. But I'd overall give it, I'm going to give it a B-. I'll give it a B-. I don't know where I got that from when I graded every match lower than that. But just as an entire package, it's considering the 3 hours I spent watching it, I don't regret those 3 hours. So
Well,
I'll give it a B-.
as a teacher, after you rounded up all those other grades, that's how you get to B-, right?
You graded
Absolutely.
on the curve.
It's a serious curve.
Fuzzy math.
Fuzzy math.
Well, I mean, things kind of in general feel a little B-teamy right now, just because of so many people being hurt or off doing other things, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, there's people that should get more time than they normally do, but then there's others that you're like, eh.
Don't worry, reinforcements are on the way in a couple weeks.
Oh boy. Maybe that's the plan. I'm like, don't worry, Cena will come and take the title from Sheamus, and we'll be back to normal.
Oh, so that would mean Cena reigns? Well, no, they didn't turn him heel. Wasted opportunity. Maybe Cena will come back heel.
Back heel.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, that won't happen. Well, anywho, I think that might be the end of our Survivor Series wrap up. If there are no objections from the Takeover crew.
Is this the point where I go, hey, wait, no, I already blew it.
You did. I guess not. So I guess this is the end. I want to thank my special guests for coming through and talking wrestling with me. And I guess I'll see all of you next month at TLC. Don't go chasing waterfalls. And or the Learning Channel or whatever one of those TLC.
Before you sign off officially, can we just get our plugs in?
Use? Of course. This is I was going to say, everybody go around, make sure you get your plugs, get your shouts, and all those things. Let people know where they can find you and who you like and appreciate.
Do it.
I'm Sean Billy, a.k.a. Shamrock. You can follow me at 77shamrock77 on the Twitters.
I'm Kinetic77 on the Twitter. Also, make sure to check out nerdworldusa.com, where you can find our Gorgeous Losers of Wrestling podcast, as well as our Nerd World USA podcast. And you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Just look for Nerd World USA.
I'm Sarah. I'm on Twitter at RealSarahVanB. Also, you should check out Nerd World USA because we reposted a link from Rolling Stone of Undertaker's greatest moments reenacted by kittens.
Oh my!
And we are the Gorgeous Losers of Wrestling.
And we'd like to thank you, sir, for letting us take over your show.
No problem. No problem.
And letting us attend your wedding. That was great.
I appreciate you guys being there. That was awesome.
I got a cupcake.
Oh, I didn't even get one of those.
I got some punch.
Oh man, I totally missed. I heard they were really good
They
cupcakes.
were delicious.
Oh man. Well, thank you guys so much. I may actually have some photos of you guys because we're getting our pictures back soon. So I'll let you know.
You ain't got me on camera.
You planned it that way, eh? All right. Well, I think we are out of here. But you know what I want to do before we go? I always leave with some sort of a soundbite of music. And because I just found out that this is relevant to my interest and as well as probably everybody's here, the NWO Wolfpack theme. That theme. And those rap lyrics are rapped by a guy named C Murder. Now, let me tell you what's
C-Murder,
interesting
that
about
same
C Murder.
C-Murder?
C Murder
From like Vallejo
is
or
from
whatever?
No Limit,
Yeah.
and he is Master P's brother. And he is actually in jail for, you want to take a guess?
See, murdering?
Money laundering.
Tax evasion?
Was it that?
Ripping the tags off of his mattresses? No, murder. Seriously. So, but anyway, I want to.
He says.
Art imitates life, but I want to end though with the Wolfpack theme because I used to absolutely detest this theme. Because, I don't know, I just hated the whole Wolfpack in general. I just like, oh man, this is weak. But I was listening to a best of WCW music, thing on Spotify. There's an album that WWE's released, and I don't remember any of the WCW themes at all. But definitely remember the Wolfpack. So don't turn your back on the Wolfpack. We're going to play you that on our way out of here. So enjoy, and thanks for checking out Mat Mania. Make sure you check out Gorgeous Losers of Wrestling. Make sure you check out Nerd World USA. I'm going to shout out Writers Guild and everybody in the world who's checking us out. My new album's out now. Make sure you go get that. It's called Random, spelled RNDM, because vowels are overrated. Also,
yeah, I wanted to go check out the show, Rocky Tyreed show the other night.
I was about to say, I wanted to give a shout out to Rocky. His new album is out now, The Dichotomy of Rocky Tyraid. That's ROQYTYRAID. Just like it sounds. And I'll see y'all next time. All right. Thanks for checking out Mat Mania. I'm Mega Ran. Peace.
Wolfpack is back, cause I'm mass destruction. Guess who's here? The bad boys of wrestling. Testing competition, win the war, that's their mission. Not no mercy, see the rings like the street. If you don't know, you better find out the Wolfpack. Here to prove a point, number one, best believe that you don't want to tussle with them or be there for them. Come in the ring with them, you're never walking out again. Don't turn your back on the Wolfpack. 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 You might wind up in a body bag. You took your chances, now it's time to show you we're wrong. In the ring, this is war, all you sucks not strong. Day in, day out, the Wolfpack for life. Tell me who has the guts to come in the ring tonight. We care about the weapon cause we make our own rules. You're doing that what it
Hey there! How'd you like to get power bombed? Come on, pick me. I'm begging you, pick me. Please pick me.